Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another live episode at Sunday at not 8 p.m. because other creators were going live at 8 p.m. taking my slot, so and I can't compete with those being a small channel. So we're at 9 p.m. today, and we've got my regular guest, One Gen Media. He's back. Hello, One Gen.
Hello, RVM. It's a bit late, isn't it?
Yeah, not used to doing it at 9 p.m. I'm used to doing it at 8 p.m. So I feel more tired this time than normal. But yeah, today's discussion has been a lot in the news recently about Five Guys getting rid of bacon, hot dogs, alcohol, and basically pandering to demographics and cultures that are not of our own. So we're going to discuss that tonight. See what people think about it. Get your thoughts. Let us know in the comments what you think about, these restaurants taking away, pork and bacon and stuff that we like to eat as a culture and, in this country, and get rid of it to appeal to the minority, the for now minority. So yeah, let us know in the comments and we'll discuss those. Anyone wants to come up, I'm going to be putting the live link in the chat. So have your cameras on and you can come up and have a live discussion with us if you want to. So yeah, that's the intro and that's what we're going to discuss. We're also going to discuss halal, what we think about halal, the barbaric practice, and what we think of it here in the UK. So yeah, so Five Guys.
Yeah.
What do you think about Five Guys?
There isn't a nationwide ban, is it? Haven't they just done it in Birmingham and a couple of other cities around the country?
Birmingham is the latest one, but there are 5 places in total. I'm just putting that link in the chat now, just in case anyone wants to click that and come up. You're welcome to.
Yeah, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, everyone. Share it. Get some more people in chat.
Yeah. So yeah, basically we've got an image here, and we'll start off with this. So Five Guys. In order for the stores to be fully halal certified, we will not offer bacon, hot dogs, or alcohol at these stores. In future, we may look to introduce a halal certified hot dog, whatever that be. I mean, it can't be very nice. But
Reconstituted turkey, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. Disgusting stuff flavoured. And yeah, but critics have warned that the move risks embedding Islamic enclaves across the UK, which live apart from the host population. I think that's very much true. There is a risk of that happening, and there's another comment I'll show in a minute that kind of highlights that. Someone else commented that I found online saying, why are people surprised? In some neighbourhoods near the shop, the population is 75% Muslim. Well, that's where the surprise is.
So if you ban halal, does that mean 75% of the population will be forced to leave?
Well, the local population anyway. I mean, surely they'd get their meat here one way or another, but at the end of the day, this is our country, and even though it's an American restaurant, I've never actually been to Five Guys. Never been. Usually because it's far too expensive for what it is. But I was going to try it in the near future when I was near to one, but I'm not going to now. Obviously, it's a boycott because we can't have this happening.
The thing that got on my mind about it was that, well, is Five Guys owned by a Muslim, number one? And secondly, I thought halal, or if I look at the word halal, it means sanctioned by Islamic law. And we're not under Islamic law, so why is it being sanctioned in this country?
Well, this is it. I mean, first of all, with that comment there saying about the population is 75% Muslim, well, it shouldn't be that way. It should be, we're becoming the minority, and in areas like this, we are the minority, which is why things have to change, and they have to change soon. According to Wikipedia, it says, in Islamic law, Dabiya, I'll probably pronouncing these words wrong, also spelled Zabiha, is the prescribed method of slaughter for halal animals, excluding fish, which are exempt from this requirement. It consists of a swift, deep incision to the throat with a very sharp knife cutting the windpipe, jugular veins, and the arteries on both sides, but leaving the spinal cord intact. The butcher is also required to call upon the name of Allah individually for each animal. It's barbaric. It's absolutely barbaric. It's a barbaric practice, and we shouldn't have it here.
Well, let me stop you there quickly. Let me stop you there quickly, because back when I was at school, I used to have a kosher butcher at the bottom of the road my school was on. We used to have to pass it every day. and it
Yeah.
absolutely stunk. Oh, I'm not going to, hold back on what it smelled like. You can probably imagine. But I remember as a kid speaking to this butcher, and he was quite down to earth. And I always remember
Hmm.
what he said. He said that halal and kosher, the butchery technique that you just described, was for Arabic and Middle Eastern countries for the purpose. The main purpose was because meat didn't keep in those hot temperatures, so they had to kill it quickly and then get it stored so that it could obviously keep for a few days, because obviously it would spoil and go
Well,
off under
yeah,
the
but
heat.
it's
So,
not. Yeah, but it's not killing it quickly. It's killing it slowly, which is the problem. A quick bolt to the head is what we do here in the UK when animals are slaughtered, and it kills them instantly, quickly. It's over with straight away. Whereas with this barbaric practice of halal,
mhm.
they make the cut, they hang up the animal, which we've seen a video. I mean, I'll just put this image up. I can't show the video.
I
I
mean,
don't even know if I can show the picture because of how graphic it is.
I know, yeah,
But
but I know.
there's a video circulating online which shows what's happening here. Basically, they're barbarically cutting the lamb. They're hanging it on the thing, and it's going across. It's still squealing. It's still moving, and it's dying slowly. So yeah, if anyone wants to see that video, have a look on X because it's circulating around there. But it's awful. It's horrific, and it's not something we want to see or know is going on in this country.
I mean,
But
I
that's not
know.
a quick death.
Well, I know what you're saying, but I know also that the reason for it was that they had to bleed the animal. Obviously, you get the guts and the blood out, and then it obviously doesn't spoil the meat as quickly in those hot temperatures. So I take it in that video that you watched, because I haven't seen it. They don't kill the animal first, or they don't shock it like you say. I take it it's
No.
happening. And,
I mean, they do say that there are factories that do stun them before they do this, so it can still kind of be classified as allowed. But I think there's still about 14 or 16% that are not being stunned. But then there are factories that are 100% not stunning them, so it's just pure barbaric slaughter
I
of
mean, I
animals.
say ban the practice from the UK 100%. I don't even really, I don't agree with having kosher or halal meat here. I don't think we should have to
No,
go by
to be
those,
honest,
those those ways.
well, this is it. Knowing the ins and outs of halal slaughter and watching these videos and seeing it happen, it shouldn't happen anywhere. Like, obviously in Islamic countries it's going to be happening because it's it's under Sharia law, whatever country's law that they have. But it's still barbaric, and it shouldn't be happening, especially here in the UK, where we're a civilized, a civilized country. It shouldn't be happening here, and it's another way that they want to take over. This will become law. Halal will be all over the UK more and more and more if these restaurants keep pandering and keep allowing this to happen, banning pork and alcohol, and basically kneeling to them. So I mean, yeah.
I
So
don't.
well, this one here,
Yeah.
these are the stores. These are the Five Guys stores. So Birmingham Fort, Leeds Trinity, Leicester Cheapside, London Park Royal, Manchester Arndale. Most of these areas of the UK are obviously heavily populated by demographics that are not from here, and therefore they're catering to them. These are big areas anyway, but this is just, it's part of the takeover. It's slowly happening. It's
I
going to be
mean,
more and more and more areas will be infiltrated, and
how are they
you
going
know,
to actually implement this though? Because I imagine, like any major fast food chain, all their meat and all their burgers, etc., is produced in one factory and then shipped across the world. Now, it makes me think: does this mean halal, like kosher, as in the part of it where they have to bless the meat first, or is it actually the way they kill it? Because there could be two sides to this kind of answer. I mean, is there more information? Because I know obviously it has to be cut, bled, etc., etc. I mean, the way they do it at the moment, I'm not thinking about, but that's number one for halal and kosher. And number two, it
mm,
has to be blessed, or it has to have some sort of prayer said over it, or
yeah. I think that's why they have to they do
saying
it in the name
Allah.
of
So
Allah for every, as
does
I
that?
said,
Well, I say, does that mean they're just going to bring someone in to give it a quick blessing, and then that makes it halal, or are they
Well,
actually
this
going
is
to
it.
be
Well, it's like
butchering
that.
it in the UK?
Well, they do butcher it in the UK. There are butchers in the UK, several of them, I think 12 at least, that do this practice. And as the article said, where they're saying the name of Allah as they're doing these killing of the
That's like the
animals,
blessing.
is the blessing, isn't it? So, but still, it's wrong, and we need to call this out. We need to boycott Five Guys because if we carry on going into Five Guys, giving them our money, giving them our business, they're going to carry on. They're going to think like nothing's happened. The way you hurt these businesses is you hurt them in the pocket. So basically,
about
you stop
Derek?
giving them. If the majority, but yeah, of course the the Muslims etc. are still going to go and eat at Five Guys because they're appealing to them by, pandering to them. But that's not where they get all their money. Most of the money is coming from us British people that go to Five Guys. So if we boycott it, they'll be forced to stop it. They'll put pork back on the menu.
What's Derek Chisora going to do? Maybe you should email Derek Chisora and see what he thinks of it, because he buys a Five Guys burger after every boxing fight, doesn't he? And
does he?
Oh yeah, he always does it. It's one of his trademarks, and he gives one to his opponent. They always eat a Five Guys burger together. Now, there is, what with all the boxing going over to Saudi Arabia, I suppose more of an influx of Islamic boxers. So I guess that means that for Derek Chisora, he's going to be able to continue his after-match Five Guys.
It'd be interesting to see what Derek Chisora says about it, because he's in with Farage, isn't he? And they like.
Mm-hmm.
But then knowing Farage, he'll probably just say it's absolutely fine. So we haven't heard anything from Farage or the Reform Party. But it'd be interesting to hear what they have to say.
I've been too busy decorating, so I haven't been able to keep up with the general consensus on this. But what have you noticed when you've been looking into it? What's the general consensus among the people? What's their main?
Well, the general consensus among the people, especially on X. I mean, now of course we only see posts from people that kind of share our views, because that's how social media works. I'm sure if people were reading all the Muslim, parts of X, they'd probably all be all for it. But there's a bigger consensus of people that are against us, heavily against us, and many are saying they're going to boycott it, go woke, go broke, all those kind of statements. And I think they're absolutely right. But this one post that I found on X regarding the situation, I think summed it up absolutely perfectly, and this is exactly how I thought as well. So let's read this one out. Welcome to Britain, where bacon is offensive and halal is mandatory. Five Guys has just turned one of their UK stores into a halal-only restaurant. No bacon, no hot dogs, no alcohol. Because apparently British customers don't matter anymore. Imagine walking into your favourite burger joint and being told, sorry mate, your culture isn't welcome here. That's what's happening. But don't worry, it's not discrimination when it's against you. So what do you think about that first part? I think that first part, well said. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I say, well, I mean, we've come to expect our custom to be put on the back burner for others lately.
Yeah. I just love that. Yeah, I just love that bit you said there. But walking into your favourite burger joint and being told, sorry mate, your culture isn't welcome here, because our culture isn't. Because if our culture was welcome there, we'd have bacon, we'd have beer, etc. on the menu. But we're not accepted in our own country, and this is what I think that highlights it. And then reading on, he says, now, I guarantee if a business went the other way, ditched halal and said, we don't serve it anymore, the outrage machine would explode. Boycotts, lawsuits, media hysteria. But when it's the other way around, silence. And that's it. I mean, yes, there are a lot of people talking about this on social media. A lot of people probably haven't even heard about it. But it is quite silent. There should be bigger outrage. And this is one of the reasons that I'm highlighting this live this week and focusing on this, because if we allow this to happen, it's going to happen more and more and more. It's part of being defeated.
All these things of our culture that you said they find offensive, bacon, etc., alcohol. Whenever you look this up, even the word halal, it's always to do with Islamic law and Islamic state, and we're not under Islamic law. We're not an Islamic state. So why is it being forced? But that's the way it is.
No, but the fact that there is no bacon, etc., and they've taken that off of the menu, especially in highly populated areas that are populated by Islam, that is Sharia law. So they are incorporating Sharia law by getting it off of their menus to appeal to them. So we have it. Sharia law should be in no part of the UK, but it is there.
Well, start a petition. Get a petition going.
Yeah. Evening, Scotland Scorpion. How are you tonight? Hope you are well. Welcome.
Hello, Scotland Scorpion. What do you think about Scotland Scorpion? It'd be nice to see what other people think about the whole thing as well.
Yeah, I say get your comments in.
Banning halal.
And of course, the last part of this as well, which is the most important part, I think, is, this isn't about one shop in Birmingham. It's about who this country is for. Bit by bit, we're being pushed out of our own culture, told to shut up and accept it. And no, we won't. Five Guys, you've made your choice. Now let's see if your British customers will make theirs. And again, it's not just about one shop in Birmingham, because if it's accepted that one shop is doing this, more and more will follow. Also, if Islamists, etc., from other countries know that, they can come to the UK, they can move to Birmingham because Five Guys is, appeals to them and follows their law, they're going to come. And it's going to increase people coming here. The more we have shops like this in the UK, the more that are going to come here because they think it's acceptable. So we have to call this out. We have to stop it. We have to boycott Five Guys. We have to get them. All five of them, all five, needs to go back to putting pork on the menu and basically saying they cater to all cultures, rather than get rid of the native one.
Well, I saw something earlier today where apparently these illegal immigrants get given a card that gets topped up with, I think it's £32 or £37 a day for them to spend. And I'm thinking, if they're eating at Five Guys, you're looking at about 15 quid for a meal, maybe 15 up to 20 quid a meal, depending on what you get. So there's going to be a big chunk of their daily allowance if they're coming over purely for Five Guys. I don't understand.
No, but they're not. They're not going to be coming over purely for Five Guys. But if Five Guys allows this to happen and nothing gets done about it, more shops will then follow.
Yeah, but
they're basically taking the lead and saying, okay, we're going to appeal to the Muslim practice of halal, everything else, we're going to scrap pork. If they do it, more will follow. Until the whole country's like it.
Well, this is just to obviously appease diversity, inclusion and something else or other. I was watching a programme saying that
diversity, equity and inclusion.
That's the one. So apparently if they do all this kind of stuff, they get extra bonuses or extra backhanders to put shops up, I guess, where they would usually get refused planning.
Well, sure. I mean, they can get their bonus, but like I say, if we speak out about this and we get people to boycott them, then they ain't going to be getting no money, right? So they're going to have to, they're going to have to appeal to the masses now. If we, call this out and we are the masses that are saying this is wrong.
How many people actually eat in Five Guys? I mean, look at Scotland Scorpion's comment. He's never been there.
I've never eaten Five Guys, and I never will.
I've only been there once. You've never eaten there.
No.
So I wonder how many people actually do. I mean, I know our other brother goes there quite often, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think he even mentioned it to me a couple of weeks ago, saying, "Oh, have I tried it? It's really good." And I think I turned around to him and said, "I ain't spending £12 on a burger." I think, when I have gone into the city and I've passed the Five Guys, I've had a look at the menu. I thought, I fancy a burger, and I've seen the price, and no, absolutely not, no way. But that's me. I ain't got a lot of money, so I ain't going to be, buying at Five Guys. But there are people who do, and
yeah. I mean, I'll say I've only had it once. It was relatively nice. Wouldn't say it's worth the money they charge, but yeah.
No. But yeah, as Scotland Scorpion says, I'm vegetarian. I would never impose my lifestyle on anyone. And exactly, I mean, I'm a meat eater, but I wouldn't say to a vegetarian, no, you got to eat meat, because that's their choice. There's nothing wrong with it as well. You still get all your, I suppose if you take multivitamins, where'd you get like your vitamins from beef, from meat that the body needs? I guess that comes from a multivitamin, maybe. I don't know how vegetarians work and so on. I've never looked into it, so...
I know they get protein from other sources, don't they?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of there's a hell of a lot of protein in plant foods, which I know because I'm recently on a diet. So
yeah, but isn't it
this proteins?
Isn't it this fake protein grinded up insects and stuff that they're putting in it that they're not telling everyone about? Is that the same protein that you feed a pet lizard? When you sprinkle the powder on the crickets. I'm sure they're just shoving that into it.
Yeah. Well, apparently 7% of population in England and Wales are Muslim, a minority but a loud minority. I think it's bigger than that. I think it's a lot bigger than that, and especially with all the unchecked migrants that we've had coming in, I don't think they actually know the full number.
I suppose that's probably just a reported percentage. So we can
Yeah,
probably add 10% onto that at least, I'd imagine.
probably, to be honest.
And
Yeah,
if you go by their
up to
figures,
that. Oh, yeah,
I mean, they say 20, 30,000, and then you got Nick Tenconi saying it's exceeded 100,000. So that's a difference of
yeah,
70%. So if you want to add 70% onto that figure, then it's going to
yeah.
be a
And
lot
this is
higher.
the thing, I think that's growing, obviously, with the more that are coming in on boats and that, they're coming in, which is increasing their population, while certain extremists, etc., are raising ours. So, that's another way they're actually getting bigger. And just hope it doesn't continue, but it's likely. I have to take vitamins and supplements. So, yeah, my theory was correct there. Because I'm the opposite, you see. I eat meat, but I don't eat a lot of fruit and veg because, not that, I've never liked the taste of it. It's never done it for me. So I take multivitamins to get that side of things, whereas I do have a lot of meat. Lately, though, it's all been chicken, rice, and broccoli. It's bloody awful. But
Standard keto
I'm
diet.
managing. Yeah, I'm managing anyway. It's going well. So because this is the year that I get fit and healthy. So
Got
yeah.
another comment from English Bulldog. Welcome to the conversation, Bulldog.
And
Another
welcome, English
person that
Bulldog.
doesn't eat there, hasn't been there. I don't think many people actually do. It's probably more
Nope,
for
I've never
tourists.
been. Well, yeah, exactly. Like I say, I've never been, and but for the people that do go, they need to boycott it because, like I say, if Five Guys can start doing this, then McDonald's could be the next to do it, and everyone goes to McDonald's, right? Let's face it.
I don't know.
Pretty
I feel
much.
like McDonald's might hold out. But
Pretty much everyone.
the
Here and
thing
there.
is, though, if you look around all your local takeaway pizza places, for example, probably out of 10, if you use 10 as an example, 8 of them are probably halal anyway, aren't they? Or 7. Let's say 7 of them are probably halal or serve halal stuff. You notice it on the
Yeah,
menu. So,
yeah, they do. A lot of them do now. Most of them do. Most supermarkets, they all have a halal section. But they have halal and they have pork and they have alcohol, right? Because they're not saying, okay, your culture doesn't matter, which Five Guys has done.
yeah, English Bulldog, that's exactly what I do. Keto. It's annoying having no pasta, no mashed potato, no bread. Probably was a staple food
I
before
love
I
bread,
forget.
rice, and pasta. No bread, rice, or pasta, and less sugar. Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm trying to cut out. Is bread. Bread's always been the bad
Sugar,
thing for me.
sugar and table salt is two of the biggest poisons that they feed down us all the time. If you look in a loaf of bread, how much sugar is actually in that? And salt, if you look at the table salt we get sold, it's only 2 minerals, sodium chloride. You need to be
Yeah.
eating Celtic salt to get your full 74
Well,
minerals.
the pink salt is a good one apparently.
Himalayan, yeah, I've got that too. Himalayan rock salt. But my favourite is Celtic salt. Sun dried from the sea. You get all the micronutrients from that. These are the things that have just been lost out of our food chain. This is why so many people have skin problems, stomach upsets, issues with their diet anyway, is because these micronutrients and micro minerals that we need have just disappeared from our food chain. It's been replaced by fake salt and sugar. There's sugar in absolutely everything. Do you know what I mean? You don't realise how much sugar you're actually taking in without adding a spoonful of sugar to your cup of tea or something.
But
There's so much
carbohydrates
sugar.
as well is sugar. Like
Yeah.
you think you eat a bunch of potatoes, you think, oh, that's healthy, plant, natural, healthy. Whereas no, because the body then processes that potato and turns it into sugar.
Yeah, it's pure sugar.
So yeah,
It's sugar. Most of our foods are carb high as well. You look at any fast food, what do you get served with it? Chips or rice? It's like,
yeah.
it's
Because
pure
I'm
carb.
trying to get used to these cups of tea at the moment because I went to the shop and I bought stevia sweetener.
Yeah, stevia is good for baking.
Well, I've been watching a lot of like health food channels lately, trying to find out what I can eat and have, and they say get stevia as a sweetener. It doesn't taste the same as sugar. It's not as nice, but I'll get used to it.
It's the best
Needs
one
to be
out of
done.
all of them.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, does
Seriously,
taste alright. I mean, it's
I've
not
got a
too
wicked
bad.
recipe for keto muffins using stevia and blueberries. They come out really nice. Like when you can't eat any sugar, you know what I mean, and things are very bland all of the time. So have
Yeah,
some stevia infused, gluten
it's funny
free,
coming.
ancient grain wheat, and yeah, get some muffins.
Yeah, I like a bit of bread with my butter. That's quite funny
Yeah,
actually,
me
because
too.
yeah, we know someone like our daddy used to cut the butter like it was cheese and put that on his sandwiches. You know,
Have to have
I
real
think
butter.
mum
That's the only thing
mum
I
walked
can't.
in one day and said, "Is that a cheese sandwich?" And he went, "No, it's butter," because they were so thick, the
That's
slices.
why. That's
But
another reason I love the keto diet. You can eat cheese, you can eat butter, you can eat cream, and you can eat plain
yeah,
chocolate.
unless you get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and the rest of it, then you can't. So unfortunately, it's rabbit. It's rabbit or die for me, pretty much at the moment. Um,
There's a lot of evidence, though, to say if you do the keto diet temporarily, it can actually completely disappear your diabetes. It's actually proven with a lot of other people because it gets rid of all
what's
the
that?
fat in your, well, it gets rid of all the fat in your arteries and all the rest of it as well. If you do it properly, your body uses fat as an energy source, so it burns all the excess fat your body's got that it doesn't need. Once you get back to normal, then just start eating normally again. It's definitely
Yeah,
worth it. Mm-hmm.
I mean there is certain fats you can have, obviously healthy fats. So yeah, but I'm surprised at how much there is in like beans and that. But anyway,
Yeah, me
Five
too.
Guys. Five Guys is full of fat, and everyone eats there. And
Yeah.
hopefully not anymore.
Yeah, I buy more of
So
Stevia as well. A big green pack of it, I think it is.
I just reduced the sugar till you get to 0 in your tea. To be honest, I did try that. I went from like 2 sugars to 1 to a half to nothing, and then I couldn't do with nothing, so I went back up to 3/4 of a teaspoon.
Yeah, no,
Sort
I've
of
none
happy
now.
medium.
I say, yeah, it doesn't bother me anymore. I went down the same way. Once you start
Yeah,
getting used to
until
it, with sugar.
until now, I'm like I said, I've been putting this stevia in my tea for the past week since I've been on this diet, and it's not, it tastes different, but I'm getting used to it. Like I think with everything, you get used to it once you have it enough.
You don't need as much as well.
And
If you put a spoonful in like you would sugar, it's going to be too sweet and not taste right. Literally, if you have a spoonful of
yeah,
that, it's half the amount of stevia and it'll taste more like sugar. I found.
I've literally gone down to a quarter of a teaspoon of this stevia because I started with a teaspoon and it was too sweet. And yeah,
Yeah,
so on a quarter of a teaspoon at the moment, which is okay. But
yeah, I think that's about right. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so yeah, that's the what we've had on the halal and the Five Guys so far.
Yeah, I'll say out of everyone that's
Anything
commented
else,
so
Stewie?
far, none of you have been to Five Guys. I'm the only one that's been, and I've only been once. So we don't go to Five Guys often anyway. So
No, but it's not about how often we go or how often anyone else goes. It's about what they're doing in our country, getting rid of the foods that are part of our culture to appease to the Islamic culture. That's the problem. It's not about who goes, how, and when we go. They're setting an example that restaurants and shops and establishments are going to follow going forward, which is all part of the takeover. If it's allowed to happen, it's going to keep on happening. That's just the start of it.
well, say no. I'm not going to be
You
going
know,
to Five Guys.
well, this is it. If it's allowed to continue, there'll come a point where you walk into your local supermarket and there's no pork in your local supermarket, right? Because it's not appealing to our culture anymore, which is exactly what Five
Well,
Guys is
if we want
starting
our
off doing.
country back,
So,
we're going to have to take our country back. Support UKIP.
yeah,
Follow the same
yeah.
code.
Well, this is it. We need the likes of UKIP to do something about this, but they're not going to get in. Even Reform might do something about it, but still, it's 4 or 5 years. It's a long time to wait. It might be too late in 4 or 5 years. That's the thing. I mean, I just don't know. I wouldn't put it out anyway. Like that, it's not a possibility. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we faced, don't we, with all this tensions with Russia and everything else. They could come over and start, doing something as well. So, there's a lot of battles that we could face in the future. And
Isn't Starmer meeting Trump this week or this week, isn't he? I think it's this week.
Thursday, yeah,
That's going to be interesting. See what
that's
happens.
kind of Thursday. Well, this is it. I mean, Trump came out and he said, "Oh, we get along. He's a nice guy." I think he's lying, but maybe, I don't know. I think they have to kind of get along or show that they're getting along. But we know clearly Trump doesn't agree with anything that Starmer agrees with was doing. It's a complete opposite of Trump. So, yeah, how they get along, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes and what comes of it. But
Do you reckon there'll be any movement on releasing our political prisoners?
no, I don't think there'll be any. Obviously, while Labour government's in there anyway. I mean, if regarding Tommy, I think his team put out a post earlier on today to say that there's a lot of speculation of a protest outside the prison on the early March sometime. And
I saw a post.
yeah, no, it's the 20. That's right, the 20th and the 21st of March, I think. I think that's the court dates. But before then, there's meant to be a protest, a demonstration outside the prison in support of Tommy Robinson. But his team have said yes, but his team have said don't go. His team are now telling people not to go.
Yeah,
That's what I said they were supposed to be.
I was going to mention that during the quiz on Friday, but I didn't get a chance. But yeah, that post came out on Friday, so best not to, in their eyes. Not yet, anyway. The last thing you want them to do is stick him out of the main population, do you know what I mean? With everyone else.
Well, this is it. I mean, they think it's going to harm his, his chances of his legal team doing anything about it if people start holding mass protests outside the prison, which could very well be true. I'm not going to argue with it. I'm just going to follow, basically, what they put out and what they say is legit, and we need to follow that. They know what's best. They know what's going on in the background. So whenever his team says have a protest, have the protest. When they say don't. So that's all we can do. Yeah.
I see everyone else's visits have been returned. The last few that are waiting for their answers have been returned with a no again. So still no visits about, are they?
I think Joey Barton's getting a meeting with him. I think. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that goes. But he's just did a Liam Tufts thing. I think today. Is it today? Sunday? Yeah. Yeah. Support local butchers, fishmongers, and veg shops. Yeah, absolutely. I do. Like there's
if there's any left on our high streets, yeah, definitely.
Well, this is it. Yeah, we don't have the traditional greengrocers like we used to have, but in my town there was a little greengrocer that opened up, and every time I go to town, I go in there and I get my stuff. So we got to support those guys. They're a little bit more expensive, but then you know that it's organic, it's fresh.
Well, that's actually one thing I have got as a greengrocer, thanks to the Romanian community around it. But I say the produce is actually top notch, a lot better than you buy in the supermarket. So
yeah, you can even.
Yeah, I say there is a family bakery now that's opened up, but otherwise, about 5-6 years ago, all the local butchers shut down. Got 3 supermarkets around here now. They took all the customs, so yeah, we do have to support them, and I think they should come back strong.
Yeah.
Or farm shops.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you live anywhere near a farm shop, you should go and buy stuff from a farm shop. Because I think a lot of farmers now are selling stuff in their own little farm shops, isn't they, to try and make some more money. So
that's like eggs. I make an effort to drive around the countryside looking for people with the free range eggs from the little farms and that, selling them outside, because you can't find better eggs like it. You go to your supermarkets, you have all those eggs. They don't taste very good. You go to one of these little countryside farmers that have their eggs outside the front. You got blue ones, you got all sorts of colours in there, and they taste great as well, free range.
Same with honey. I like getting local honey as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything local. Everything's so definitely agree with that. English Bulldog, support them, and continue to do so. Yeah. So what else is happening? Oh yeah, German elections. That's going on tonight, isn't it? Apparently the AfD have lost the vote, which we could see happening. Apparently the other party were like 10% ahead. So their exit polls have said that they're losing by like 10%. Which is unfortunate, because that could have set example for the rest of Europe as well.
How's that happened then? Because I thought they had a massive majority a month ago or something.
No, I don't think they ever did have a massive majority. I think they had a surge in popularity. So I think they had, on the exit polls, they had something like 21% to their Conservatives, who were on like 29%. So it's a big difference. They might have had a massive surge, a bit like Reform, I suppose, when it came to our general elections. Reform had that massive surge in those few months and went from, say, 5% to like 20% or wherever they were. And I think that's the same that happened in Germany. But I
Is
think
that
it's
happening?
just
Sorry, is that happening all night? Is that the same as our politics show? Kind of goes.
yeah. Apparently so.
Right.
Apparently it was
I might do
I
a
think it
live.
was.
Might do a live watch along. Hey.
Yeah, I think they're already. I mean, I've seen stuff coming out saying that the AFD have lost and the other ones have won, but I don't
On
know
the
how it
exit
works.
poll.
I think that's based on the exit poll, but the exit poll is usually quite accurate. They always have been. So yeah, there's no chance, especially when it's a 10% difference as well. There's no chance AFD are going to get in, unfortunately. But
I'm going to keep an eye on everything later. I've got hooked on a new TV series I've started watching called Warrior, and yeah, plowed through 10 episodes of that last night. I might keep an eye
yeah,
on this German election tonight, actually.
yeah, I'd normally stick on the odd show and watch it there, but all I've been doing is watching fitness, boxing, and all sorts of videos lately while I try to learn everything I can about getting into shape. I will be fighting fit. Like,
You want
that is
my
my plan this year.
Do you want my ex-girlfriend's Jerry Halliwell yoga video? Will that help you? It's been flying around for
Nah,
years.
no, I'm good with that. But no, I made it my mission to be fit and healthy this year, and you know, especially with everything going on and looming the walls with Russia and everything else, I am getting fighting fit. I'm not going to be, you know, the slow hippopotamus at the back or whatever they call them, tagging along.
Say it. Just say it. The fat man. You don't want to be the fat man at the back.
No, definitely not. So it's amazing how much a bit of cardio can up your fitness in such a short amount of time. Though I've gone from being able to last 3 minutes of HIIT to like 12 in 5 days. It's incredible. So I'm going to keep doing that. And of course, to be able to do that, I need meat, lots of meat full of protein, good meat, bacon, pork, sausages. You know,
No, you can eat. You can eat tofu. What's wrong with tofu and other sources of protein? Nuts.
Yeah, I have actually. I've been
Beans.
I've got almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, all these bloody seeds and things, which apparently are good for snacking on. But yeah.
Cheers.
Where I work also has a cheese shop, very expensive though. Yeah, a lot of these like homemade shops that do stuff like that, they do tend to be a lot more expensive. But that's because there's a lot of time that they have to put into making these cheeses, etc. Whereas a factory mass produces doesn't take a lot of effort. It's all machines doing the job, whereas this person's probably slaving away at home all day long to make that cheese. So I guess you're kind of paying for their effort, you know, paying for their time.
I really miss
Let's just face it, anything homemade. Yeah, well, everything homemade or made by little tea shops, etc. They always taste a lot better than you get in the stores. Definitely tastes a lot better.
Do you remember the cheese shop we used to have at Nan's? It shut down about 30 years ago, from something like that. Used to be lovely going in there. Say you get them in Europe still, don't you? If you go to like Holland and that. But in England, I say I've not seen a cheese shop since that one that shut down 30 years ago. And I've travelled around about the country, and I can't think of another totally devoted to cheese shop that I've come across. Where is that cheese shop?
Yeah.
Bulldog. What part of the country?
Not a dedicated one.
It was Bulldog that mentioned it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately we haven't got anyone else coming up today, and there's only you two which are commenting, which, you know, we thank you for being here and commenting and watching. It's a shame we haven't got many more. So could have been a lot more engaging if we had
they're all watching the German election, aren't they?
Yeah. But then people will watch this back and, you know, enjoy it. And they can still leave
if
a
you're
comment,
watching it back
you know?
as well, we always forget to say this on our shows, but if you're watching it back at a later time, get a comment down there. You know, even if you're late and it's not live, if you've got something you want to say about it, just put it in, and we will reply to you.
I always read through the comments. Always, all my videos, I read through every single comment. I'll like, heart, whatever. Reply to ones that I think I can reply to. So yeah, always leave a comment. But yeah, I guess there was a lot of people going live tonight, weren't there? You know, in my time slot. So obviously I ain't got any viewers that I normally have. I normally have a fair few more viewers, but they're all watching channels that I can't compete against, unfortunately.
It's because you've been monetized now, finally. Yay! So now YouTube isn't sending anyone to you.
No, it's not that. It's just obviously it's it's a different time. I normally do these Sunday at 8 p.m. That's always been my time slot. But like I say, with Paul Thorpe and Tusi going live at 8, what's the point? I thought, well, I'll go at 9. I can't compete with them. So
I think
and a lot of the
News Now
viewers.
Yorkshire was live as well.
Well, yeah, a lot of the viewers that would come over here and watch my channel, I think watch theirs as well. And they're always going to choose theirs over this, aren't they? So
To be
for
fair,
now,
I
anyway,
think
until
also
I
Don,
get big.
Don Keefe was also doing his interview with Speaker Bob, and I had to turn that off to come onto yours, so he could have very well still
Yeah,
been going as well. He had quite a few viewers on that. So yeah, they're probably spread around. We're getting into the German election now. Keeping an eye out on what happens there.
yeah.
Me too,
Scotland,
Scotland.
yeah, sitting there with my
I haven't
stomach
eaten
rumbling.
yet either. Bowl of porridge.
Well, no, I
Come
usually
on.
make sure to eat something filling before I do my live because I don't want to be getting hungry and having no energy to the brain while I'm doing the live.
I
So
always forget, and then it gets past an hour,
yeah,
and I'm thinking, bloody hell, I get something to eat. But yeah, I left it late
and then
today,
I
so
was,
I had to paint. So,
yeah, very very bland in the background there. So I guess
bland. I can't even switch the
yeah.
camera around on this, can I?
It's a bit like that Bohemian Rhapsody scene, where you got like the faces and the shadows. So
Do some animals if you want. Don't know where the shadow is. What's that? God knows.
yeah. So what else have we got to discuss apart from? Yeah, I suppose I haven't been, made any videos past couple of weeks. I suppose if anyone's noticed. Started off just being a bit deflated and everything after the patriotic march down in London. After the meet, I came back and it was a bit, boring again. And yeah,
Well, you've got your second test coming up on my channel this week, so I think you're looking forward to getting a win in that. Coming back
yeah,
against your
hopefully,
opponent. British
yeah.
citizenship test quiz. If anyone else is interested, it'll be on. I do it on Friday again, or should I go back to Thursday? But a lot of people were saying they were busy on a Friday or out on the piss. I thought I'll either do it Thursday or Friday. We'll find
Yeah,
out.
so yeah, lack of videos, but they will be back. I've been focusing a lot on as well, trying to sort myself out with this health and fitness. So I've been putting all my energy into that. But yeah,
just set
now
up a
I'm getting
live.
into it. I'll start doing.
You should just set up a live and let us watch you on the VR boxing. That'll get a few views.
That'd be funny. Yeah, that really would be funny.
Rip your top off, get in there properly.
I don't know about that. I'll get minus viewers. I'll have like -5 watching if I did that. So
yeah, no, I think you should. I think you should VR boxing it after the live. A nice hour of boxing from you, hitting the air.
no one want to see that.
If you want to see that, comment below. If you want to see RBM live with his top off, VR boxing, put a comment down below.
They'll be commenting for sure. They'll be saying, "Get that pig back in the Five Guys."
You're not allowed at Five Guys anymore. What did you say? Get that pig back?
Yeah,
not anymore.
Get the pork back into Five Guys. But yeah, but anyway, I guess we'll wrap this up then. I think we've said everything we wanted to say about the Halal and the Five Guys. We've covered all of that. Discussed what we could with your comments.
If you think that Halal should be banned from the UK, 100% banned. Let us know if you think that should be done in the comments below, because I'd be interested to see what everyone's thought on that is.
Yeah.
We are a tolerant nation. We've been tolerant for a long time. Let's see if the tolerance is still there.
We'll see what they say when they watch us back. But yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. I haven't got much else to talk about, and yeah, I suppose check out the last comment. Is there a petition for halal being banned? No, I don't think there is a petition. There might be. Someone might have, but I'm pretty sure that people have created these petitions in the past and have never had any success. But I think we should get another one going. So yeah, because it can't continue. And that's my thoughts on it. But yeah, bye for now. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you again next Sunday. It should be at 8 p.m. Hopefully no one else is going live in my slot. If not, I'll be here 8 p.m. next Sunday, and we'll discuss whatever the following weeks, the next week of news is going to be, any important topics that we need to bring up. So yeah, please do come back, and we'll see you again. Thank you for coming, One Gen, once again, and
no worries. I'll see you during the week, and I'll see you
again
on Sunday as well. I might be hanging next Sunday. I think I've got a mate coming down, wants to get the beers in, etc. on Saturday.
Nice.
But yeah, I should be with you.
Oh, you'll be fine for Sunday then. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.